What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and I'm coming to you guys today because it is time for Red Hybrid. Yeah, Burning Greymon. Well, Emperorgreymon. I don't say Burning Greymon. Burning Greymon is a deck though. But yeah, it is time for Red Hybrid deck profile for this month. And it's funny though, because it's already the end of the month, and I do have a tournament review for this month because I have two before we end off the month of February because there's a tournament this week that I participated in, which is funny because I didn't participate in the one last Wednesday. I did participate in the one this Wednesday and in the one that came up this Sunday. So I think for the continuity sake, I'm probably just going to focus on the ones that are Sunday because Sunday are easier days for me, while Wednesdays are harder because or like middle of the week, like that is a whole lot of stuff going on in like the work situation. So because I gotta work, so yeah, it seems like there's gonna be chances of tournaments on Sundays, and I think there's gonna be really much fun. So until further notice, if things do change, then I'll let you guys know. But don't expect like if I go to two tournaments that same week, there'll be two variations of it. Like unless I use a different deck, double of the videos. But yeah, we're gonna talk about burning. Emperorgreymon. This is Red Hybrid. To round up the month of February. I hope you guys enjoy of Red Hybrid, which is probably not much from what it was, but it's something. So starting off with the Digitama, there are 4 copies of Koromon from B14. Then we're gonna go into the main deck itself. It's gonna start off with our level threes, aka the Rookies. There are 3 copies of BT4's Flamon, 4 copies of BT7's Flamon, and 3 copies of BT12's Flamon. So these are the 3 Flamon that I use in the deck. And then to round it out of my level 3s are my 3 copies of Ukomon. Alright, moving on from there, we're going to go into our level 4s, which is funny because our level 4s are actually running our level 4 and our level 5 because hybrids um are supposed to be champion level because most of the champions are level 5. But how the hybrids work eventually, they just swap between scissor champion and scissor champion. And then it's like the hybrids that are level 5, 4, not 5, are supposed to be like the ultimate. So we have 4 copies. I have 4 copies. I said we. No, I have 4 copies of BT12's Agumon, as well as 4 copies of BT12's Burning Greymon, and then a full score of BT7's Burning Greymon. So I have 2 Burning Greymon here, um, in different sets, and I have the Agumon from the same set as the one in the middle, and then I have 4 copies of Aldemon from BT7. I tried to use the Aldemon from BT12, but there's a lot of stipulations. All right, then for the level sixes, the megas, um, 4 copies of BT7's Burning Greymon. Well, this one is an alternate art, and then 1 copy of BT12 Burning Grey Emperor Greymon. And then to round out the last of the deck, we have the Tamers, which are Takuya Kanba, which is 4 copies of each, the BT7 and the BT12. And then for the auction card, 4 copies of Crimson Blaze. It should be 4 copies of this. And then 4 copies of our Atomic Inferno. Alright, so yeah, that is it for um, all the cards within it. So when we go through it, so starting off is the Koromon. When the card removes a card from your opponent's security stack, draw one. This is simple Koromon. There is a Yokomon you can use as well, but I prefer Koromon just because. If anything, I want to be removing stuff from my opponent's security stack, only swinging as much as possible, because that's kind of what Red Hybrid is supposed to do. It's supposed to be very aggro. Alright, then moving on from there, we go on into our level 3s, aka the Rookie Squad. So, I'm running 3 copies of each of the Flamemon because I want to fit in 4 copies of the Ukamon. So that way I can have some consistency here, but Lol's consistency. 4 copies, 3 copies of BT12 Flamemon. On play, trash 1 card from your hand with hybrid in its trait, and then draw 2. This is also help you with the Emperorgreymon plays because you're setting up for the Takuya, and the more hybrids you put into the trash, the more you can stack on top of each other, and then they can become the inheritable effects for that Emperorgreymon. The inheritable you get from this one is that if the Digimon has hybrid or team warriors in its traits, gains 2 KDP. So that helps really out with a lot of the other abilities that you get from some of the other Digimon in the lineup. The next one up is my 3 copies of Flamemon from BT7. So this Flamemon from BT7 has on play, you can real top 4 to add one card with hybrid in its trait, Susanomon or Takuya Kanba among them from your deck from those to your hand, and then you place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck. Basically, you're just trying to at least get 1 card with the hybrid trait, Susanomon or Takuya. I don't think anyone is using the Susano with red hybrid. Even though that would be a good thing because it would just put all the hybrids back into the deck, which is an idea I didn't want to try, but it was like, yeah, let's not try to do that. I already have enough issues with Susanomon as it is because it's part of the reason why I stopped playing Susanomon and Yellow Hybrid because there was just not enough hybrid cards for it to flesh out. But if anything, the inheritable from this Flamemon is that if on deletion you play 1 Takuya Kamba from your hand, Kanabara from your hand without paying memory cost. So because I have the memory floater, I thought honestly you want the memory floater as soon as possible. So if you get into your hand and this Flamemon dies while it's part of the inheritables, you can easily just pop it off and then go get your Takuya from your set up for have your memory set already. Then the last but not least is this Takuya this Flamemon from BT4. Reveal the target cards your deck to add 1 Digimon with hybrid or 10 warriors. Well, hybrid in this trait, and then 1 tamer card, red tamer, among them to your hand, pick the rest of the bottom of the deck. So basically, it's trying to be beta, a, it's trying to be a beta version of um, Pokemon. I know the Pokemon is a lot better because Pokemon checks the top 5, and then it can add any card with 10 warrior hybrid and or a tamer to your hand. So you get options of either one of the two between the 10 warrior and the hybrid, and you get the tamer card, which is great. I am considering putting that back. Its consistency and stuff has an issue. And then the last but not least is the Yokomon. During your turn, once a turn, when one of your Digimon is moved from the breeding area into the battle area, you hatch an egg in your breeding area and then gain memory. So it basically is just a way to gain more memory uh, as soon as you possibly can, so that you can get it up against it. I don't know what that's like. Yeah. All right. Move on from the yellow hybrid. We're going to move on from the first part of the hybrid, and now we're going to move on to the big boys, which are all of the ones from, which is Agumon and Friends. So, the Spirit of Fire, I'm going to start off with that. This is honestly one of my favorites of the Agumon because it can be Digivolved on top of the Burning Greymon. And then if you Digivolve it on top, just like all the other hybrids, it's 2 cost and the tamer becomes a level 3 of that particular color. Then, on deletion, you may play a Flamemon from your hand without paying the memory cost, so that will trigger the play effects of the Flamemon. And then on deletion, you may want Takuya Kanabara from your hand without paying the memory cost. So you can play either the one that goes into the Emperorgreymon, or you can play the one that gets you into your memory as soon as possible. And next with him, there is both of the Burning Greymon. So we'll start off with the one from the same set, which is the Burning Greymon from BT12. This is the one that can evolve on top of the Agumon for 1, just like most of the hybrids going into their B spirits. The other ability of this card is that, of course, just like most of the B spirits, you can Digimon on top of the red Digimon on the red timber for a cost of 2. It's on Digivolution effect, give it 2 KDP, and then and inherit. While this card has hybrid or Team Warriors and straight, it gains 200. So there's a lot of gaining to 2 KDP just so that you can help knock over things. And this leads into the Burning Greymon, the Emperor Greymon support. Then we have this Burning Greymon for BT7. This is the one that helps you clear delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4K DP or less. You can Digivolve this card on top of a Tamer as a level 3 card for a cost of 2 memory. And of course, you can put this on top of a red level 4 for the cost of 1. I believe the cost that Digivolution has to be on top of one of the other level 4s, but which I think is all of them, because you can put, what is it? Um, because I put a Zephyrmon on top of an Angemon before, so I guess that kind of is how that's treated. But this card doesn't have an inheritable, which is perfectly fine, but it's still a very useful card to help you clear out Digimon for KDP. Then we have Aldemon. So Aldemon when one of your tamers is part of a Digivolution source of another Digimon that has hybrid in its trait, you can reduce the memory cost by 2. So basically, this is like Jet Sylphimon. You can the cost is reduced by 1 if you have a tamer under it, most likely Takuya. Then on Digivolution, if your card has hybrid in its trait, the Digimon gains um, in its Digivolution sources, it gains 4K DP. So it's locking for 12K on the top. If it's a Digimon on top of hybrid, then if the Digimon has hybrid or Team Warrior in straight, your opponent's security effects option cards you cannot activate. So a good way to solve a lot of things that you swing into that would be negative against you. But so that is all the hybrids. Um, for the beast spirit of fire, the human spirit of fire, and the fusion spirit of fire. All right, now we get into the big boys himself, and that is of course Emperorgreymon. So I'm running various forms of Emperorgreymon, but this Emperorgreymon is different from this Emperorgreymon because this is the BT12, this is the BT7, this is the original art for the BT7, this is the old art. So, Burning Greymon on Digivolution Blitz, attacking your opponent, even if the memory flows over to your opponent. Then its own ability is that once a turn during your turn, when this Digimon gets blocked, you can suspend it in the game 1 memory for each Digimon that you have under this card with hybrid in its trait. So since everything has hybrid in its trait, um, this card basically just becomes one big ass powerhouse that if it gets blocked, it can be unblocked and then can save again. And not to mention, there are cards that will make sure that it's unaffected by your opponent's security. It's gaining 2 KDP, even on deletion. A Takuya or a Flamon can be Takuya can be played with ease, so that you can get back into one of your other copies of it. Because the person who I was building the deck with, they run a similar build to it. The only thing is I'm not playing the Omnimon in the deck because I didn't have enough space for it. But if anything, I probably just toss out this Burning Greymon. This Emperorgreymon, I'm sorry. This Emperorgreymon is supposed to be the one that gives security attack +1. Then it's supposed to be able to delete an opponent's Digimon who's 6K DP or less. But if the Digimon came out, um, if the Digimon has a Tamer, excuse me, just like any Digimon, that has DP equal to or less than this Digimon and deleted. Then on deletion, you can play one Takuya Kimba from your hand or trash without putting it from your house, which I guess that's a really decent in effect. But it's also just like, if I do need multiple C's, I have to drop a Burning Greymon from B7 to try to even it out, maybe a 2-3 or a 2. Or actually, I would like to have it 3-3, but I'd also means I have to carry on my 2, so that becomes issue there. Like it always an issue for me when I build decks like this because it's like, well, if I need this one and I need this one, if I don't have this one and I don't have this, then I have to like organize the deck and everything to try to fit the needs for a particular card. So it does get very irritating using reviews. But those are the Emperor Greymons, and then from there we go on to the Tamers, which I heard is perfectly fine. You need to run the Tamers. The key for the memory, and then the key to go into the Emperor Greymon as soon as possible. Um, so that's the 3, and this is the 4. 4 is the memory boost. The Tamer into the hybrid going into the Emperor Greymon is actually this Takuya. So this Takuya gives the 2 KDP when one of your Digimon has 10k DP or more, it gains the ability of if this card checks on opponent security, you gain 2 memory. And then this one is the one that gives you the additional security attack if your Digimon has 10k DP or more, on top of the 2k attack. So at that point, your Emperorgreymon is swinging for at least 2 to 3 checks. Plus, it's going to try to have, hopefully, you have the Alderman in your trash so that it can have the inheritable of your opponent's security not being packaged. So that's why you can use the Flamemon to help you survive the discarding and then putting some trash. All right. Then with that, we're only left with the last bit of the deck, and that is, of course, the option cards. Atomic Inferno, which is supposed to help boost your Digimon with hybrid in its trait by 3k and give an additional security attack. Then on top of that, if it gets blocked, you gain 3 memories. So that triggers all the abilities in connection with the Emperorgreymon. The security effect is that all your Digimon gain 3 attack plus 1. Trying to clear up things there too. And it's supposed to help you get over things like Venus Fly. But you'll hear in the video how that went. And then we have Crimson Blaze, which was an MVP. Delete all your opponent's Digimon with 6k DP or less. Your opponent cannot play Digimon by effect until the end of the turn. The other effect is that you can reduce this card's cost by 1 for each Digimon your opponent has in play. So there are a lot of exceptions that this card was definitely a 3 or a 2, but also at the point of this card comes in clutch, supposed to come into play to help me clear things, and did absolutely fucking nothing. Thanks, Crimson Blaze. So yeah, but yeah, that is pretty much just it for my Digimon profile for the Greymon in Red Hybrid. I'll have the tournament report up for you guys very soon. And I'll probably do 2 if I do get the chance to swing by um, not tomorrow, Wednesday, to my local. So, with that said and done, thanks everybody for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. That helps out tremendously. You can hit the notification bell to be informed of when I do upload more content to my channel. My social media links are in the description box below. Check out the podcast. That's also up now. So, thanks everybody for watching, and HPJ. Take care.